What does the future hold for the world's most exciting sporting event, and how are nations preparing to make the 2026 edition of the World Cup one of the most memorable yet? The announcement of the 2026 FIFA World Cup being hosted by the US, Mexico, and Canada sparked global excitement. But beyond the thrill of the tournament lies a massive effort to create lasting legacies. This article delves into the preparations, from groundbreaking infrastructure to economic strategies, showing how the road to 2026 is filled with challenges, innovations, and hope for a lasting impact. The magnitude of the 2026 World Cup. The 2026 World Cup promises to be unlike any other. It is the first to be hosted by 3 nations, a feat that brings both an unprecedented opportunity and a set of complex challenges. For the first time in history, the tournament will feature 48 teams instead of the traditional 32, further amplifying its scale. With matches set to be held in 16 cities, the logistical and infrastructural demands are sky-high. Yet, the event is set to bring more than just excitement. It is expected to leave a lasting economic and cultural legacy for the host nations. But how are these nations gearing up, preparing for 2026, and how the tournament's ripple effects are already being felt? United States, transforming infrastructure, building legacy. When the United States won the bid to co-host the 2026 World Cup, it was clear that the country's infrastructure would be the focus. While the US boasts some of the most modern sports facilities in the world, a competition of this magnitude requires even more advanced planning. From renovating existing stadiums to creating new world-class venues, the US is on a mission to ensure that the World Cup is more than just a fleeting event. The US is revolutionizing transportation with new highways, expanded airports, and modern public transit for seamless travel during the World Cup. Committed to sustainability, the government is using green technologies and waste reduction efforts to minimize environmental impact. Beyond the event, the World Cup is a strategic investment in economic growth, fueling job creation, neighborhood revitalization, and tourism. Cities like Chicago and Atlanta are already seeing its positive effects, positioning the tournament as a catalyst for long-term change. Mexico, a football nation poised for glory. For Mexico, hosting the World Cup is a monumental occasion, one filled with personal pride. As the only nation to host the World Cup twice before, Mexico is no stranger to the challenges of hosting such a grand event. However, in 2026, the stakes are higher, with more teams, more fans, and more global attention. Mexico's 2026 World Cup preparations reflect its deep football passion. Cities like Guadalajara, Monterrey, and Mexico City are revamping iconic stadiums and infrastructure for an unforgettable fan experience. Beyond the spectacle, Mexico is investing in youth development and grassroots programs to nurture future football stars. The World Cup will be a catalyst for long-term growth, strengthening the nation's love for the game. Canada, strengthening soccer's roots. While Canada is the least football-obsessed of the 3 host nations, the 2026 World Cup presents an incredible opportunity to build the sport's presence. Canada has long been a powerhouse in ice hockey, but in recent years, soccer has been growing in popularity. The national team's qualification for the 2022 World Cup was a sign of the country's increasing competitiveness on the global stage. Canada's path to 2026 is marked by growth and global influence. New stadiums are rising in cities like Toronto, Vancouver, and Montreal, while the Canadian Premier League, CPL, flourishes. Beyond improving venues, Canada is also developing talent, with local players gaining international recognition. Unexpectedly, Canada is expanding its impact globally by partnering with FIFA and NGOs to promote soccer in underserved regions across the Caribbean and Central America, fostering international growth beyond its borders. Global preparations, the bigger picture. While the focus is often on the host countries, the 2026 World Cup is a global event. FIFA's involvement ensures that the tournament's impact is felt worldwide, from player training and team development to fan engagement and broadcasting innovations. The global football community is working to create a seamless experience for all involved, and this includes addressing challenges such as player welfare and the commercialization of the event. The 2026 World Cup will feature 48 teams, broadening global representation and giving nations from Africa, Asia, and the Americas a bigger stage. This expansion challenges smaller nations to strengthen their training and talent development. FIFA's legacy projects are already in motion, focusing on grassroots growth and sustainability, ensuring the World Cup's impact lasts far beyond the tournament. The ripple effect, social and economic impact. The World Cup's effects extend far beyond the sports industry. Nations are using the tournament to create jobs, boost local economies, and attract foreign investment. The tourism sector will see massive growth, as millions of fans from around the world converge on the host cities. From hotel accommodations to transport services, the World Cup provides a much-needed economic boost for many sectors. One of the most compelling aspects of the World Cup is its ability to create social change. The tournament provides an opportunity for nations to address social issues, particularly those related to inclusivity and youth engagement. Programs that promote diversity, gender equality, and youth development are already being rolled out across the host nations. The hope is that these initiatives will leave a lasting legacy of empowerment, inspiring millions to pursue careers in sports, whether on the field or behind the scenes. What can we learn from the road to 2026? The journey to 2026 is a story of collaboration, determination, and hope. It's a reminder that while the event itself will only last for a month, the impact will be felt for generations. Whether it's through infrastructural development, cultural exchange, or social progress, the 2026 World Cup presents an incredible opportunity to shape the future of football. What can we take from this? Nations are preparing for 2026 by embracing the spirit of teamwork and vision. The world is coming together to create a shared experience, one that transcends borders and builds bridges between people. As the countdown to the tournament begins, let us reflect on what we can do in our own lives to prepare for greatness. Whether it's by supporting local football teams, advocating for sustainability, or simply staying engaged with the world's most popular sport, we all have a role to play in making 2026 a memorable year. The road to 2026 may be long, but it's a road worth traveling. Are you ready to take part in the journey?